Well, good evening, friends. I have some exciting dinner that I'm going to make tonight. I'm going to make beef stroganoff, but I'm actually going to put it over rice instead of noodles. So what I have over here, I'm already cooking my basmati rice. And then in here, I have in my cast iron, the pan is heating up with olive oil. And then I have about 1.5 pounds of skirt steak. So I actually think I'm pretty good. I can stick that in there. So I'm gonna cook it probably about 6 minutes on each side. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start sticking that in here now so that gets cooking. It is gonna be delicious. And I might have to do it, oh no, it should all fit. It's a little loud, I apologize. You want to put this in the garbage for me, bud? So I'm going to turn that down because it's a sizzling. It's going to be so good. Okay, so on here, hopefully that's not too loud. What I have already that I cut up, this is actually onion I made pickled onions and cucumbers earlier with my cucumbers from the garden. So what you need is 1 whole onion, and just slice the onion into half, and then just slice it into, the half moons, and just leave them like that. And then over here I have 5 garlic cloves, so you're gonna need that. And then I just got a container of mushrooms, so I can't even remember how much this was, maybe just 8 ounces of mushrooms. And really, honestly, with mushrooms, you guys, you can add however much you like, or if you don't like them, don't add them. And maybe find another vegetable that you could add in here. You are going to need, for sure, salt. I love salt. And I get the coarse ground salt, that way I can just grab it out with my fingers. Some pepper, for sure. This is different. You're going to put in Dijon mustard in this sauce because it's going to be so good. Heavy whipping cream, you're going to need 2 cups of that. And then you're going to need a splash of whatever red wine. I just get this red wine. It's organic, of course, just for cooking. So those are the ingredients that you need, and that's how much. My rice is going already, so it's almost ready to cover. Man, you guys, I got so much good stuff out of my garden today. I got like 7 cucumbers. That's why I decided, I was like, I need to make some pickled cucumbers, and Keegan loves them. His favorite is the onions. So that stuff is cooking. I'm gonna cover the rice. And so then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cook this for about 6 minutes on each side, the steak. And honestly, you can use any kind of steak that you want to. And then what I'll do is I'll actually take that steak out of the cast iron, and then I'll throw my onions and garlic in. So I am gonna put you on pause while this is cooking. All right, friends, I am back. So my skirt steak is done. So I'm going to get that out and just put it on this plate because we are going to use the same pan to saute the garlic and the onions. So I cooked the steak, it was probably about 7 minutes, 8 minutes on both sides. You don't have to have the steak all the way cooked through initially because it's going to get mixed back into our lovely sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the garlic and the onions now. Those are going to get nice and browned, caramelized. I'm going to let them cook for a couple of minutes before I put the red wine in there. I'll actually cook the onions for a little bit, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then we'll throw in the mushrooms. I almost said marshmallows. Can you even imagine what would happen? That would be gross. Okay, gross. Let me get a spoon here. So I'm going to stir that up. My rice it's almost done. Maybe less than 10 minutes for the rice. So this stuff is already starting to brown in here, you guys, and it smells amazing. You want to use the same pan. It already has the oil in it, and it has some of the pieces from the skirt steak actually in there too. So it literally smells amazing. I get this bigger chunk. No, I'll just leave it. There's a bigger chunk of onion in there. Turn it up. So I forgot to say, the steak, I put salt and pepper on both sides of the steak and then cooked it. So you're gonna cook it for about 7 minutes on both sides. Just trying to get all of the onions with some of this oil on it. They're already turned brown because of the juices from the steak in here. It's gonna be so delicious. So I'm gonna let those cook, and then we will throw in the mushrooms. So while that cooks. All right, guys, onions smell amazing. They look amazing. I'm gonna take these, and they're gonna go in the pan now with the onions, and they are gonna get, I'm gonna only cook the mushrooms in here for maybe, they usually cook pretty quick, so maybe 2 minutes, and then I will put a little splash of red wine in there, and then we'll let that cook the alcohol off after we put that in there. Man, this smells so good. My rice is done, and I'm gonna serve this, or we're gonna eat this tonight with, I love stirring. I probably over stir, but I love stirring. I am going to have just a side salad to eat with this. I was thinking about cooking up I got more beans today, guys. More beans, another handful. Or I'll save them because tomorrow, or the next day, I'll actually have probably another handful. They're growing so fast. So the skirt steak I took, and I just cut it up into like bite-sized pieces. And you can see that it's still just a little bit pink, but once I put it in with this amazing Stroganoff sauce, it will cook it up a little bit more. So I tend to like my meat very well done, but it being in here, I'm okay with it getting put back in here a little bit pink, because then once it's put in the broth, that's gonna go on top of our rice. It's gonna cook it the rest of the way. So pretty much the oil has cooked down in here, and there's lots of yummy little bits of garlic that are stuck to the bottom. So as soon as I dump in the red wine, it'll lift that right up off the bottom, and just all of those flavors is going to marry together amazingly. It's going to be so delicious. So I think one of my videos, maybe yesterday, you can use red wine vinegar too. It is going to give it a little bit more of a tangy taste than if you use the red wine, which I like that flavor too. But yeah, so I can't wait to have this. I grew up, of course, again, my mom used to make beef stroganoff, and she would make it with the egg noodles, and she would use ground beef, which is still pretty amazing. So I'm gonna pour in a little bit of that, and that should do it. And you can see it's like bubbling up. It's lifting all of that stuff off the bottom, you guys. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. I want to eat it right now. I'm just going to put in a little bit more. Not much. Just to get that flavor. So now I put a generous amount of salt and pepper on the skirt steak before I cooked it. So I'm not going to add any more salt and pepper into this mixture just yet. maybe once I put the heavy whipping cream in here, then I'll taste it and I'll see. So it's gonna be delicious. All right, so the red wine, what you want to do, I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I should just kind of pick it up so you can see over here. There are the mushrooms and onions. Look at how delicious they look. So when you put the red wine in there, you want to start to see those mushrooms and onions turn like this golden, the color of it changes when you add the red wine in there. So you for sure want to cook the red wine so it reduces the liquid in the pan, so it's cooking the alcohol off. And then I'm just going to give it a good stir. And then what I'm going to do, oh, it looks so good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the 2 cups right here. Bam! 2 cups of heavy cream. And then what you want to do is, so I have my temperature on about 6 right now. And so what you want to do is, the longer that you cook this, it will start to thicken up. So that's what we're gonna do right now. And that might take maybe, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes for that to happen. So just kind of pay attention to it. And you don't want it to like bubble over and boil over. But this is what will make the sauce that's gonna go on top of your rice, and it's so good. So good. So there's that. So I'm gonna let that cook down, and then that's gonna cook down, and then we will put in the mustard is gonna go in there. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna get my rice ready. All right, friends, you can see it over there, right there, right there. It is bubbling. It's pretty good, I would say now. So I'm just gonna give it a little stir. You can see that it is thicker. And you just kind of want to scrape the sides. There's some stuff that sticks to the sides there. Give it a good stir. And then what I'm gonna do is I am going to put 1 tablespoon, guys, this is the key, of the coarse ground mustard right here. Just 1 tablespoon, just mix it in. This is my favorite mustard ever. And then just stir that up. It's making my mouth water right now. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix the meat back in. So what will happen is that pink, because you can see it. I don't like my meat pink. It's not really that pink, but I'm gonna throw it back in here and it'll cook the rest of the way. So it's gonna be delicious. So I'm just gonna kind of scoop that on in here. And then I am going to have a side salad with, I won't use any salad dressing because what I do is when I make my pickled onions and cucumbers, I'll take a little bit of that mixture and I put it right on top of my salad, and man, it's so good. So I'm just gonna stir this in. Like I said, even if I turned this off right now, it would be, it would cook that meat already, it would cook it through. It's already doing it right now. So let's get it all mixed up. I'm just gonna taste the sauce. Perfect. Oh my gosh, see, this is why when you salt your steak, you don't really, just don't add any more, check it and see, like, is it gonna be good? So I'm gonna get this ready on the plate to show you guys and try it with you. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm gonna put it on here and I'm gonna try this. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of that juice there and put it on top of the rice. And I'm gonna try this. It's gonna be delicious. That is cooking. Oh, that's a little tiny tomato. It's my eyeball. There it is. Can you guys see it? So that is homemade beef stroganoff right there. Those are my cucumbers from my garden. They're the pickled ones. So here we go. It's delicious. I'm just gonna eat all this right now. What are you doing, Ro?
It's at 15.
No. When I make my salad, maybe I already said it. Yeah. When I make those pickled vegetables, that's what I use for my salad dressing. Thank you guys so much for watching. My mouth is watering. I need to go so I can eat this and my family can eat it. Make sure you check out my website, thejoyofcooking.org, and these videos should be able to be up on my YouTube channel. So you guys have an amazing night, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.